Hi, my name's Karen O'Connor, and welcome to this episode of the Menopause, Marriage and Motherhood podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Was just on your website then, because I thought, oh yeah, let's just check out what she does. And I was really intrigued because I thought this is such a cool idea to integrate massage and spa therapy along with relationship therapy and personal coaching and creating your vision board and everything. I'm like, oh my Lord, that is really such a cool idea. So I was just like, wow, that's really great. So let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where did you come from? How did you end up where you are? And just give me a bit of background. And what's your life story? Tell me your life story in 10 minutes. no time frame.
No worries at all. So I came from Indonesia and I moved here in 1996 to marry my first husband. Now I'm up to husband number 2. So hopefully I don't have to look for husband number 3.
No.
So I came from Indonesia. I came from a very religious background, and somehow I didn't feel home back home, if you know what I mean. Not because my family didn't love me enough, not because I didn't love my family, but the mindset is kind of like different. I feel different. Yeah, sort of like an outsider. I always wanted to study overseas or go overseas. Like during teenage years, typically Indonesian teenagers will ask their parents, "Hey, mom and dad, can you buy me a motorbike? Or can you buy me a car?" Never ever I ask for those. Wow. I just ask, I want to go overseas. Yeah. Yeah. So probably because this is without me realizing that my preconditioning was injected with shame, guilt, and probably some sort of anger thrown into that as well, especially sort of like a suppressed anger. Yeah, and that's what I observed growing up. And it didn't sit well with me, or I wanted something different. And therefore I always look to go elsewhere. So when I was in junior high, I started pen paling this Indonesian guy as well. And for 6.5 years, we were dating like long distance relationship. And then at the age of 21, then we got married. I moved to Australia. He was already here. And I moved to Australia and we got married. So we were married for 10 years. And unfortunately, it was an abusive relationship. So I left after 3 attempts. And then in the journey of my self-healing journey, I went back to college, studying counselling and life coaching, and I went to several self-development seminars. And I saw a couple of therapists as well to help me heal myself, because I went to depression and anxiety during that painful 10 years and afterwards. So it's great. And then I found out that I would like to be a coach straight away. So I went to college, and even though our major were like 2 majors combining together, so there are classes of counseling and classes of coaching, straight away I knew that I would be a coach, and straight away I knew that my niche would be in relationship.
So what's the difference between coaching and counselling?
So counseling typically focus on the now and the past. Coaching typically focused on the now and the future. But because I've gone through both, I understand the importance of unpacking your baggage, because everyone has baggage, right? And deal with that. But my nature is and my energy, probably you can pick up, my energy is quite light. So if we're talking energetically, like language, coaching is more light in terms of energy, and counseling is darker sort of energy. So I am drawn to the more like lighter energy, and also more action based result or outcome. Yeah, so when I coach my
That's
clients, I like to, well, obviously train to listen, so listen, and then kind of like help them provide some sort of solution from themselves, because I'm quite client centric. So it's not just my values. I don't want to inject my values because it may not be them. So I like to find out who they truly are, and we set action steps based on who they are, what they want, so they can reach their goals, whatever it is that they want to manifest in their life.
what made you, so you just wanted to come to Australia when you were just wanting to get out of Indonesia when you were young, did you?
Correct. I want to marry, always want to marry a foreigner. Always. I didn't get that with husband number one, but at least he was already in Australia. He's Indonesian, but he was already in Australia. So I mind you, back then I love him. I still unconditionally love him, not in love with him anymore at all. So I kind of like settle for second best, as long as I can escape. And then now husband number two is Australian. So yes, goal achieved.
So cool. That's such a cool story. So why? What do you think now, looking back on, because you got all your coaching experiences and everything, what do you think was the cause of, or the reason for that dream? Why did you have that dream?
The dream to go overseas and marry
And marry a
foreigner.
foreigner, yeah.
I don't know why. I guess it's always there within me. Like I wasn't that happy. Not that I don't love Indonesia. I love Indonesia, like the food, the culture, love it so much. But probably mindset wise, I feel different. And in here, I feel at home. Even though to begin with, you know, when you're transitioning as a foreigner coming to a new country, know no one except my husband and his family. That's it. Knew no one. It was tough, you know, transitioning, you know, missing my home, etc., missing my friends. But then I feel this is home. You know, it's hard to describe. Just a feeling that I know that this is home.
When so you left your first husband and you went to do the life coaching, you got your life coaching qualification. What happened then? And how did you end up? Because where you are now is kind of not life coaching. It's kind of much more than that, isn't it? What do you do? So how did you end up where you are now? What happened?
So I've been a spa therapist for 21 years now, right? And I always like making people relax. That's why my title, if you see my email signature, Ingrid Galloway, Relationship Coach and Chief Relaxation Officer. I often joke around with people, why be a CEO when you can be a CRO? Because I really love making people relax. And it doesn't matter how highly strung they are, the clients, they seem to manage to relax pretty quickly when they're with me. So I don't know, probably it's one of my superpower. I can't fly, but well, you know, good enough. I can make people relax.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Yes. So apart from that, you know, as I mentioned to you before, when I went back to college, I knew straight away, it's really helpful when you have an inner knowing. Say back then, growing up at school, I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher, and I've done so. You know, by the age of 16, I was teaching music. So I call it in my past life. I was a choir conductor for 16 years, and my first job actually was a piano teacher. So uh, yeah, yeah. So I always have the inner knowing of what I wanted, which makes it easier, um, because a lot of people, they study for how many years in school, in college, and then when they come to the workplace, they don't know what they want. They're still confused of they want what they want. Whereby I always knew that I want to teach something, and then when I study spa therapy, it fit really well with me, you know. So I can nurture people, I can train therapists on how to be better therapists. So the training aspect of it, I've already done throughout my years of service, 21 years of service. And with my coaching, well, I'm kind of teaching couples or broken-hearted singles how to relax and heal and strengthen their relationship. So I guess even though I don't teach at school per se, but I am, you know, living my purpose. I'm doing it. Yeah, it's definitely helpful to have the sense of inner knowing and listen to that sense of inner knowing as well, of what's right for you and what's not.
Mm, totally. So tell me, so let's move straight on from there. Tell me what you do now and what your company does, because it's just fascinating.
Yes, so uh, Kayangan, that's my business name, and it means heaven. It came from the ancient Javanese language, right? Because I was born and bred in the island of Java. So I use that name because that really resonates with me. That name will be my future, the name of my future retreat. As you can see in my banner over there, I serve broken-hearted singles, stressed people, and loving couples. And I serve them with my one-on-one coaching programs, my workshop, my retreats, and therapies and products. So I have two different skills: relationship coaching and spa therapy. And I make them relax that way. So that's what I do. And I am at the moment a student of a retreat course because that's my big dream. I would love to build a retreat center for couples and broken-hearted singles so they can heal, and also day spa and family home in one. So that's my big dream. So right now I am creating stepping stones towards my dream, and from next year I will host retreats, you know, in Australia to begin with, and then eventually 2022 overseas.
So why have you specifically focused on relationships, on healing people who've just come out of a relationship and created better relationships? Why have you focused on that?
A lot of healers uh, tend to hit rock bottom, and then after they heal themselves, they want to help others in similar sort of situation or predicament. The same thing with me. So because I've been suffering in the past, and I would like to help others in similar sort of situation, because when you're brokenhearted, it hurts, you know, it sucks. That's reality. And if I can ease someone's pain, or maybe make the grieving process quicker and better, then it's very rewarding to me.
And
And
how do you do that? How do you help somebody through the process?
um, with coaching, obviously, and I ask people how they feel, their most troublesome um, situation or worry, or something that frustrates them the most, and we start from there. everyone's different. I like to unpack a little bit of whatever's happening in the past. And typically people like to go back to their childhood because it's interesting how much that we carry on from our childhood. And if I can unpack that, heal that, and move on, so then they can start, heal and not stuck in the past. I like to move people pretty quickly. My approach is quite direct. I don't like to sort of like fluff around. I'm gentle, but I'm direct. In fact, in dating, like myself, I told my husband when we were dating, I'm a very direct person, and he thought he could take it. And so here we go, we're married 12 years later. Sometimes he said, oh, gee, you're direct. I said, well, I told you so. I was upfront and honest. Here, you take it or you leave it.
So when you're coaching somebody through that process of release and everything, is that a combination of like counselling and spa therapy, or is it just the counselling? What do you do?
Counseling and coaching.
Right. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So spa therapy is mainly like massage, facial. If they want to come to me and have that as well, not a problem. I can do that. Yes. Or if they just want to have the coaching, then that's fine as well. Yeah.
Because the reason I'm asking is I saw in one of your couples packages is that you do massages as well, but I think you teach them how to do individual. So talk to me about that, because I was like, oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so I like to marry my two skills together. Initially, people, marketing people said, you need to promote yourself as just the one thing. But I said, I'm these two things. Like, what should I do? I want to be authentic. This is me. And guess what? It's just an aha moment one night. And hey, why don't I marry my two skills together? I'm very good with my massage, and I've been teaching people how to massage better, therapists that is. And what about me teaching couples how to massage each other for relaxation and intimacy? So 2 sessions will be relaxing sort of massage. You don't have to be a therapist or have any previous experience or qualification in massage, because I'm not expecting you to be a professional massage therapist, but at least you know how to touch your partner. That's to start with. And then on session number 3, then I will teach couples how to massage each other in a more intimate way. I'm not watching them just in case some of your viewers are a bit concerned, like, I'm not comfortable with you, looking at us wearing nothing. No. It will be discreet. It will be just like my hand gesture and my voice guiding you. If you come to my clinic, then I will put the room divider up. So I can't see you. You can't see me. You just see my hand signaling something and listen to my voice. Or during COVID era, better still, thanks to COVID, I pivoted online. So online, you can hit the share screen button, or you can, turn off your video. So that's okay. You can watch me, watch my face, watch my hands, listen to my voice, but I don't see you. So you do in your own comfort zone, light the candle. Create that romantic ambience, and then you do what you do.
But that package also includes counselling for the couple as well, doesn't it?
Includes coaching, yes.
Yeah, coaching
and products as well.
Right. So in the coaching, what do you do with couples? What is it that you work on?
Their issues and communication mainly. Yes, and their goals as well.
Right.
Yeah. So I have the one example whereby this couple, they've been married for 20 years. Of course, everything is confidential, so you will never know who I'm talking about. They fight outside my door. Then they came in. Um, and at the end of that one session, they kiss each other and they say to each other, I love you. So that's very rewarding. That's how powerful the work is. You know, if you, even though you have this pent up energy, angry at each other, doesn't matter. But as long as you are open, that you are willing to work together to resolve the issue, magic happens. Magic happens, definitely.
So what would you say is the number one thing for people in relationships? What do you think the number one block is to them having a great relationship from your experience?
Yes. So top three cause of relationship breakups: communication, money, infidelity. Yes. So I'm not a money expert, so I normally outsource that. But I understand that the complaints coming in would include somewhere around money. And then if I can refer to someone else or give them a little bit of understanding, oh, actually you're communicating this. Sometimes it's about communication as well. Yes, the matter is money, but it's about the different communication style about money. Yes. And communication about, you know, their love languages. They don't feel love, even though the other person giving love signals, but the other person doesn't understand. So that sort of different style of communication. Past baggage as well. So they've been conditioned a certain way. You know, one person may be over communicative, and the partner feels like, my God, you know, like how much do I have to listen to you? Like, when is my turn? So when they first come to my session, kind of like aha moment, oh my God, I've never been hurt like this before. Never in the however many years of their relationship. Yes, because obviously I'm here as the third party, giving you objective view of everything, and also a space. I provide space, so I listen to both without judgment. That is, whereby when you are in the relationship, you tend to judge people and you tend to jump to your partner quick enough, because it's our natural fallback to point and blame. If we're not happy about something, then just natural default, you know, pointing and blaming, natural. I understand that. Yes, so it helps to have the stranger in the triangle of relationship. Yes. It's a threesome without being you know, sexual.
So the people that come to you for broken-hearted counselling, you know, when you split up from a relationship or your partner's side, is that mainly men or women? Which genders do you find you attract, or is it kind of 50-50? How are they different as well? Because I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and she was saying that she got back onto the dating scene when she was in her mid-40s, and she had to do all of this personal work because she'd gone through abusive relationships, and, you know, she kept attracting the same kind of guy.
Yeah.
And she ended up getting coaching, joining this program that taught her how to put up profiles on dating sites and how to talk to guys in man talk. So not what women think men want to hear, but what men will actually hear. And then also what to look for in the response that she got from the men. Like if they said X, don't even bother responding. They're not going to be offended, like you really don't want them in your life. But if they said this, then that was okay. And that was a really fascinating insight into the different ways men and women. Does that come into what you do? Because I can kind of hear it with what you were saying on the couples coaching. You know, there's that difference in languages, but it is the 5 love languages as well. So there's kind of all sorts of things embroiled in there, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. I am not a dating coach, so but I have a general sort of understanding um, on how not to attract a certain sort of people or recognize. Say, for example, um, if you apply for a job interview, typically they will interview you and put you in a disc sort of profiling to understand your characteristic a little bit better, whether you fit the team or not. Now, I like that sort of concept. So knowing, oh, this type of personality is like this, and that type of personality is like that and that. And what type of personality are you? And what type of personality was your partner? And did that work for you or not? So would you like to attract that in the past, in the future as well? Sometimes we don't realize, and if we haven't healed the relationship that we had with our parents, for example, give you an example. Someone told me that her friend um, keep attracting the same type of a dysfunctional father because she had a dysfunctional father growing up. So keep attracting that type of man. It's just in a different form. Yeah. So if we go back a little bit and then unpack that and understanding, ah, why did I do that? Did my inner child not being heard or something? So then I long for this thing that I just keep attracting from the guys out there. Then she or he would have a better sort of like choice, understanding, okay, this is why I behave this way. So then if I want to break my pattern, then I can choose this way. Yes. And typically, say, give you another example. One lady, she grew up being very, very independent, and she tend to attract men that like to be mothered. And that's very draining. That's very draining. Yes. So if we can go back and unpack what's in the past there, and then we understand, okay, this is why I did what I did, and what are my top three must-haves, and what are my top three non-negotiables, and what are my three kind of like okay zone. You know, I can live with it. He may not have my top one must-have on the list, but then he has this other personality or these other qualities that's actually really, really good, and that's been missing in my life. And because of that counteract, you know, one negative, one positive, it kind of like balance itself out, and I can live with that, then okay, cool, no problem.
Wow. So, and this applies to both men and women.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't make any difference.
No, I don't discriminate gender wise, but yes, typically for the singles, I tend to attract more ladies, and for the couples work, I don't know why, the men tend to initiate the work. Probably because that couple powerhouse diamond package involves massage lesson, and probably at the end they were hoping to get more sex, maybe. I don't blame them, it happened. Tell you a funny story that one client, well, it's the man engaging for this package, he wanted a lot of kids, but his wife was like, no, we already have 3, no thank you. And guess what, at the end of the package, not long after they finish the package, they fall pregnant with baby number 4. So he was very happy.
I was actually thinking that because when I looked at it, I thought, John, my husband had signed up for this. really would. And I'm the same. I'm like, 4 kids, no more.
No.
Forget it.
Yeah, like, my God, like, do you know how much work, being a mother is already? Like, man, I have 3 kids, no way. And then I don't know what happened. Like, I didn't push her to to try for another baby. Or no, I never mentioned that. But they work it out themselves. So yeah, he ended up being very happy.
So when you do that couples therapy, or not therapy, whatever it is, you work out the future with them. You get them to work out their future. Is it kind of mind mapping or vision boarding? What is it? What do they do? What do you focus on in that?
It can be vision boarding as well. Like, I can teach people how to create their own vision boards. Can use various tools. Can be guided meditation, so they can just visualize it, or just by talking things out. These are my goals, or writing. My long-term goals, my medium term goals, my short-term goals, depending on the length of the coaching relationship. If it's only like 3 sessions. Some people back then have only 3 sessions, and we probably didn't have enough time to cover everything. But now my Couple Powerhouse Diamond coaching package is 9 sessions, so we have more time to unpack, and more time to set stepping stones towards the goals or the dreams that they have together. Yeah.
And so when you do that, is it the person individually, or do they do it together? And the reason I'm asking is that I know when I've tried to do vision boards and things with my husband, I've really got annoyed with him, and I've ended up going off and doing it myself. I'll do mine, you do yours, and we'll come together at some point. I mean, it usually ends up with the same kind of things on the vision boards, but when we've tried to do it together, it's just gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, well, I guess when they come to me and they sit together in front of me, you can't escape, I guess. You got to do the work, and you're right in front of me. Or if it's online, if it's through Zoom, then, well, they're both in front of me, in front of the computer. So it's that commitment of working with someone, because you pay me, might as well do it, right? There's a pain point there involved. We already pay her, we might as well, do the work that we pay for. So there's the push element there. Yes, you are definitely become more accountable when you have someone professional to keep you accountable. Yes, you can't just run off and do your own thing. Yeah, less chance of just run off and end up doing nothing. Less chance, definitely. So the other thing that I would like to mention is, my retreats, I guess. My first retreat would be for broken-hearted singles. So I'm quite clear on who I would love to serve for this retreat. So divorced, broken-hearted single women. I mean, I'm not excluding men, so men can come as well, but definitely moms. And they've been separated for a while or divorced for a while, but they're still harboring some anger, resentment, hurt, and feel lonely, and they would long to attract the right partner, loving partner in their lives. Yeah, and they feel very, very lonely because they are envious, looking elsewhere. People are coupled up, and they love each other, and she longs, or he longs, for that. So that's the retreat called From Mess to Success. That's the name of the retreat. Is for divorced or separated, lonely, broken-hearted singles. And it will be in April 2021 in country New South Wales. So don't worry if you're worried about COVID. I play it safe. I hold it in New South Wales, not outside Australia. So you don't have to travel that far. You have to travel a little bit, because that's the point of having an on-site retreat is you remove yourself from the busyness of day-to-day life, all the source stresses, so you can focus on healing yourself for 5 days with me and the other people, the group. Also, I'm interested to do a virtual retreat, so meaning in the comfort of your own home. Who knows, maybe I will do it at the end of the year. Who knows? I haven't planned for that one yet, but I have planned for the on-site retreat in April 2021. So yeah, I would love to open up that opportunity to your people. I'm planting a seed. So if you feel that you are not happy where you are at right now, and you're single, you feel lonely, you feel broken, still bitter, there's a way, definitely, you know, especially when you are surrounded by other people in a similar sort of situation, not quite the same, but similar, but they want the same thing, you know, they want to feel confident again, they want to be loved again by themselves, because typically we are very hard on ourselves. When I bring my clients to this mirror work to state how much they love themselves, they probably stuck, I like my hair. I love myself because I am smart, and they can't go on because they just can't look at themselves and love themselves. So that's part of the work anyway, that I do in my one-on-one coaching. So yeah, if you are feeling somewhere along the line and you want to heal yourself and you are keen to be able to attract the right person into your life, then come to my retreat, or, you know, engage on my one-on-one coaching. I would love to help you.
The other thing that you didn't mention in that, and
Yeah.
and it would be the thing for me, like when my friend was going through all this, is fear of everything happening again. So not just the resentment and the anger about what happened in the past, but fear about bringing it into the future and it happening again. And that's a huge thing to dispel. Oh, and the other thing is, I could not stand in front of a mirror and tell myself that I love myself. Like, just no.
It takes practice. Probably first time you can't go past my hair. I mean, I already told you how much I love your hair. Probably you said, I love my hair.
But it's difficult to do that. And I think if you're going into a new relationship, you know, if you've gone through a hideous breakup,
Yes.
and particularly if you're left trying to keep a family together and keep the kids happy and maintain a relationship between the kids and their father, because kids notice everything that's going on, and they're not going to be happy if either parent is distraught about the other parent doing something. They're not. They're going to get it. So you've got to deal with all that, and then, you know, putting yourself back out into the cattle market that can be, you know, finding your new partner is just, has got to be one of the most daunting things that you can possibly do.
Yes, yes, definitely. So one of the work that will be involved will be the process of letting go. So everyone's different. And well, if you want to find out more, become one of my clients and you can experience it yourself. But yes, it's definitely one of the work that we have to do, because fear, everyone has fear, and it's a very valid point. And you need to express your fear to be able to deal with your fear. You need to acknowledge that. Some people just, you know, brush it under the carpet. I mean, typical Australian, just like, especially guys, right? Just chin up. Just chin up and just keep going. Do what you do. But then if you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, isn't it insanity? So yeah, better ask for help.
That was that bluntness coming through, wasn't it?
I told you I'm direct.
That was great.
And my last client, she just finished one of my coaching package, and she said, oh my God, Ingrid, after session number 2 or number 3, I felt a huge shift already. She's been carrying this trauma for 35 years. Yeah, I just got her testimonial the other day, and she said during session number 2 and number 3, I already felt the shift, and I've been carrying this for 35 years. So there you go, people. I am direct, yes, but you don't have to be in therapy with me for years and years and years to get the healing. You know, because naturally, this is just my personality. I like to go back to your past, fix it, move on. What do you want in your future? Let's manifest that. Let's go. That's me. I'm not for everybody. I'm not for everybody, but I'm telling you, yeah, if you like what you see, this is what you get. So I can offer gentleness. Depends on what's happening in front of me, of course. You know, I'm not. I'm blunt. I am blunt. I am direct, but I am also gentle. So yeah, depends on what the client needs.
And it does come from a space of love. Like that's what I'm picking up. It's always love.
Definitely, always. Because without love, then I can't be curious. I'm always curious to learn what they need to say, you know. But then I can rein in if they tend to be entangled in the story. A lot of people have a lot of stories. Let's go back to let's go back to the right train track, shall we?
I think we're about done, Ingrid. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Absolutely wonderful. You are divine. You really are.
Thank you. Yeah. I feel loved. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Menopause, Marriage and Motherhood podcast. Come and join us in our new Facebook group, the Menopause, Marriage and Motherhood group, where we'll discuss what happened in this podcast and all the other things that have got to do with midlife. I'll see you there.